This tutorial will cover printing with multiple parts, and we'll talk about how to size the male and female components of pieces that snap together, how to make sure pieces can spin or slide within another, and finally what size to make holes for anchoring two parts together with screws. Please make sure that you watch Rotating Your Part in 3D Simplify before watching this tutorial. For this video, I have made a fan that operates with a hand crank. The handle snaps together with the first gear, while the second gear snaps together with the fan. The differences in sizes between the male and female pieces are important. Notice the male component is 0.3 mm smaller than the female part. This way, the pieces can be snapped together easily without making it impossible to remove them, but they are tight enough to not come apart without you wanting them to. Now, let's look at the parts that rotate within each other. This part of the handle will rotate within the support. Notice the difference here is 0.5 mm, which works well to hold the handle up, but is not tight enough to restrict movement within the support. Next, let's look at the size of the holes for the screws. The screws I'm going to use have a diameter of 3 mm. I made the holes the same diameter. This way, when you twist the screw into the hole, it will cut into the plastic and will anchor the two pieces together. You could also make the hole several hundredths or a tenth of a millimeter smaller for a more secure screw. Always know that when plastic is printed, it will not print to the exact dimensions you designed. There will always be error on the order of hundredths of millimeters. That's pretty small, so it may not affect your design. When you are finished, we need to export each part individually as STL files. Go to File, Save As, and then choose a place to save it. I will save it to my desktop. Then select .stl. Click on Options and make sure the checkbox to save all components of an assembly in a single file is not checked. This way, all of the parts will be separate and we can print them individually and assemble them after. There should be the same number of files as parts in your design. If not, try deselecting your object and then try resaving it. Now that we have our parts saved as .stl files, we can move on to Simplify 3D. I have moved the files to the computer connected to the printer via Google Drive, and now we can import them into the 3D Simplify program. Unfortunately, you need to import each part individually. Once they are in the printing area, we can begin rotating the parts to make it more efficient in printing. The foundations should be rotated with the holes facing the top. I'm going to rotate the fan so that the part that snaps into the gear is at the top. The reason for this is that the part will not have any support material attached to it, which will minimize printing error. This is because when removing support material, some may stick to the part or may break a piece of the part off. I do not want this to happen to a connecting piece. Remember to click the Center and Arrange button to organize the printing area. After you finish rotating objects, proceed to add support material. You have to do this to each piece individually. Notice the holes for the screws are too small to add support material. This is okay because holes that small generally do not need support material. After finishing, we can add our process. We only need one for all 9 pieces. If everything looks good, we can enter preview mode and then begin to print.